Hello everyone and welcome to this live webinar in partnership with the iCLA, the International College of Liberal Arts, located in Japan. My name is Ilaria from Docsity, and it's my pleasure to moderate this webinar today with iCLA, International Marketing Officer. Welcome, Alan, and thanks for joining us today. So I see that more participants are joining, and again, hello everyone, welcome, and thanks for participating in this live webinar in partnership with iCLA, International College of Liberal Arts. My name is Ilaria from Docsity, and I'm glad to be here with Alan, International Marketing Officer, and Megan, who was joined us as a student ambassador from iCLA. If you have any questions during our webinar, feel free to drop them into the Q&A box at any time, and we will take them in the last part of our event. So I now leave the floor to you, Alan. Welcome, and thanks again for being with us today.
Hello, thank you very much for your kind introduction. My name is Alam. I am the International Marketing Officer, as Ilaria just introduced. And today I'm joined by Megan, one of our student ambassadors. So hopefully, guys, if you have any questions, that you feel kind of better to ask to another student who had gone through all the steps that you might be going through a little later in future. So feel free to ask anything, and we'll be happy to answer as much as possible. So, well, Megan, I think can just stand by for now. So I'll just start my presentation, and at the end, we'll both be available. Okay, thanks. So, okay, I'll share my screen. I hope it's all well.
Yeah, we don't see the presentation mode, but we see fine.
Okay, that's great then. Thank you very much, and hello again, everyone. My name is Alam. I am the International Marketing Officer at International College of Liberal Arts. In short, we call it iCLA. A lot of people call it iCLA. You can call whatever you prefer. So it is one of the undergraduate departments of a larger Japanese university. The university is called Yamanashi Gakuin University. It's located in Yamanashi Prefecture in Japan. We are an American-style liberal arts college. We offer a 4-year bachelor degree in international liberal arts. All our courses are taught in English, so you do not have to worry about your Japanese skill to apply or to enroll. But the great thing is we will teach you Japanese language as part of the degree. So by the time you complete your studies, you'll be able to fluently, read, write, speak Japanese language, which will be very helpful if you want to have a career in Japan after you graduate. And another thing I can mention in the beginning is that we have a very international student body. Over 66% of iCLA students are from 50 different nationalities. Our faculty members, staffs are also from a lot of different countries. So you can expect a really multicultural atmosphere here at iCLA. So before talking about iCLA, let me just quickly go through a few things I think quite important and interesting also for international students about Japan. So why would you consider Japan for your higher studies? First thing as a student is, of course, the quality of education. Japan still has the world's third largest economy, and the kind of backbone of this economy is their education sector. So it's very well organized, very well run, very well established, just like any other sectors in Japan. So we are also accredited by the Japanese government, so you can be sure that you will receive a world-class education at iCLA. And affordability is another thing, for example, I'm from Bangladesh originally. So Japan, before coming here, actually everything seemed like I had this image about Japan that everything is very, very expensive. So it depends on where you're coming from. But if you compare Japan with some other traditionally popular study destinations like the US, UK, Australia, Canada, some other countries in Europe, you'll see that the tuition fees, first of all, in Japan are much more affordable than those countries, because first thing is that in those countries, as international students, you may have to pay 2, 3, 4 times higher than the domestic students. But in Japan, both the international students and the domestic students pay the same. So that keeps the tuition fees quite reasonable. Another thing is that, in big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka, cost of living could be a bit high. But where we are located, just west of Tokyo, it takes less than 2 hours. We have a very good access with Tokyo, but we're not in Tokyo. So the cost of living here is quite reasonable as well. Safety, security, it could be another important factor for a lot of you guys. So Japan is well known all over the world as a very safe and secure country. Crime rate in general is very low. Crime against foreigners is almost never heard of. People are very friendly, welcoming, helpful. So you do not have to worry about safety or security while you are here for studies or, after that. The next two things is internationalization and employability are maybe two of the most important things for international students in Japan. Especially in recent years, Japan has started internationalizing more and more. It is opening up to foreign countries, foreign people. They're accepting more and more foreign nationals. And in addition to that, actually, Japan has an aging society. Maybe a lot of you already know about it, that Japan has more and more old people than young people. But as I said, they still have the world's third largest economy. They need to keep it running. So they need more young people. So this is a great time for the international students, because international students graduating from Japanese universities, what happens is that, as I said, we teach Japanese. So by the time you graduate, you will be able to speak your own language, your mother language, English and Japanese, and you will know Japan's culture, traditions, business manners. So Japanese companies are actually looking for these kind of candidates when they're recruiting. So you can expect a great career prospect after graduation in Japan. And other than that, Japan has beautiful places, as I said, very friendly, welcoming people, unique cuisine. So altogether, it is an amazing place to live. And that's kind of like my personal opinion. I've been in Japan quite a long time now. I came here in 2009 as an international student, and I just fell in love with this place. So I hope you will also come here and experience it yourself. So, well, just a few photos. For example, here is a photo you can see of Mount Fuji, one of the most well-known symbols of Japan. And this particular photo where it's taken, this spot is actually less than 40 minutes drive from our campus. And here's...
Sorry to interrupt you, Alan, but we don't see the presentation moving on. We are still stuck on the first page.
Really? That's bad. Okay,
maybe you can try to stop sharing and reshare again.
Yes. So
okay.
Do you see it now?
Perfectly. Thank you. Sorry.
Some photos. Okay. Moving. All right, fine. Okay. I'll start where I left. Okay, so here you can see some photos, as I said, some photos of Tokyo actually. As I said, we are less than 2 hours away from Tokyo. So whenever you want to, you can just go there, enjoy your time. If you want to enjoy a bit of, nightlife, that's also fine. You can come back in time. And interesting thing about Japan is that even in this kind of in a mega city like Tokyo, where, for example, I had this image about Tokyo that full of high-rise buildings, all tech everywhere, but then you'll find beautiful and old places like this. So Japan has this great love about its past, its heritage, its traditions. So quite unique about Japan, that's what I find. Right, so now a little bit about liberal arts. As I said, we are a liberal arts college. So you may already know what liberal arts is, but you may not know. So just for those who don't have much idea about liberal arts, so why would you consider liberal arts, and how is it different? First of all, unlike the traditional way of education, where you focus on only one particular subject area, for example, only business, only accounting, only finance. So unlike that, in liberal arts, there is a broad and diverse curriculum. And broad and diverse, but interconnected. So there is an interdisciplinary approach to education. So what will happen, for example, the courses we offer, the majors we offer at iCLA, you will be able to learn something, experience something in one subject area, and then apply that knowledge, that experience in somewhere else. So there is that interdisciplinary approach in all the courses throughout the curriculum that we offer. Very, very importantly, liberal arts focuses on how to think, not what to think. So you will be going through like a continuous training of gathering information, processing it, analyzing it, coming to a decision, presenting it. So that will definitely develop your employability skills, in the sense that it will also develop your communication skill and presentation skill. And another thing is that in general way of education, there's a big classroom with hundreds of students. You sit there with your fellow classmates, you listen to your professor, take notes maybe, and sit for the exam when time comes. But in liberal arts, you'll be actively participating in the learning process. There will be a lot of discussion, there will be a lot of debates among the students with the teachers, and that also kind of develops your skill of dealing with things, of interacting with other people, which is very, very essential in today's workplace. And how it is different. So as I said, first thing is that there's a diverse curriculum. So to make you ready for the curriculum that we offer, there will be, for example, at iCLA, a common curriculum during the first year. So you do not have to choose your major in the beginning. First year, there will be a common curriculum which will make you familiar with at least 3 of the 4 majors that we offer. At the end of the first year, when you know more clearly what you want to study, or the fields you want to have your careers in, then you will decide your major and declare your major. And another characteristic of liberal arts is that the class sizes are quite small. At iCLA, maybe on average, we have 10 to 15 students in a class. We have just 5:1 our like current student to faculty ratio. So which means that you have much more access to the professors, to the teachers whenever you need them. And of course, it focuses on intellectual inquiry and there's a broad choice of electives that we offer even at iCLA. So we'll talk about the curriculum in more details a little later. But before that, so here's our location. As I said, we are located in Yamanashi Prefecture, in Kofu City to be more exact. So Kofu is the prefectural capital of Yamanashi Prefecture. So it is the biggest city of Yamanashi Prefecture. By high-speed train, it takes around 90 minutes from central Tokyo. There's a station some of you may know, Shinjuku Station, one of the biggest hubs of Tokyo. We have high-speed trains from there. But I know that a lot of students also use highway buses, which take maybe around 2 hours, but much cheaper. So that's also a great option. And this prefecture actually is known as the home of Mount Fuji. Excuse me. So because 3/4 of the mountain and its surrounding lakes are actually situated within Yamanashi Prefecture. Here you can see a photo of Kofu City, with actually Kofu City is like central business area included here, with Mount Fuji in the background. As you can see, it's a beautiful place, with of course, Kofu also has its own glorious past and, places that kind of remind of those times. But very, very importantly, it is the home of Mount Fuji and the surrounding 5 lakes. So these are one of the top tourist destinations within Japan. So people from the surrounding prefectures, from even like international tourists, this is a great spot for them. We also have Fuji-Q Highland, one of the biggest theme parks in Japan, located around Mount Fuji. So if you want to challenge sometimes yourself, you can do that as well. And whenever we talk about Japan, of course, we talk about sakura, we talk about cherry blossoms. So actually the season is coming up very, very soon. I think it's kind of blooming right now. So there are great spots like this scattered all around Kofu City for you to enjoy cherry blossom season. And we have actually mountains in almost every directions. So if you like outdoor activities, biking, hiking, camping, you can check out those areas, and we'll hopefully find out beautiful places like this. Well, this is a photo just to kind of give you some ideas. It doesn't snow that much actually at least in Kofu City. So, but it gets pretty cold during winter. It doesn't snow that much, but if you enjoy snow, maybe it snows a couple of times a year, so you can enjoy that. Right, a little bit about Yamanashi Gakuin University that we are part of. So it is a private, not-for-profit educational organization. It was founded in 1946. It's actually very well known within Japan for its sports division. We've had over 65 Olympians graduating from or related to Yamanashi Gakuin University. There are 5 undergrad colleges under Yamanashi Gakuin University. There are departments in law, business, sports science, health and nutrition. But in those departments, actually courses are taught in Japanese. The admission process is also very, very different. So for international students, we just talk about International College of Liberal Arts, iCLA. There's also a postgraduate school in social sciences, but again, courses are taught in Japanese. So just to kind of recap, at iCLA, we offer a Bachelor of International Liberal Arts. It's a 4-year degree. We have over 66% international students right now. Of course, rest of the students are domestic Japanese students. So there's a great mix of nationalities. Right now, we have over 50 nationalities. At iCLA, the student to faculty ratio is just 5:1, as I mentioned. So there's, it means that whenever you need any advice, you need any guidelines from your teachers, you'll be able to receive that. And again, all the courses are taught in English, so you do not have to worry about your Japanese ability to apply or to enroll. So we offer 4 majors: global business and economics, political science, interdisciplinary arts, and Japan studies. As I said, during the first year, there will be a core curriculum. And at the end of the first year, you will declare your major. But the great thing is, because we are a liberal arts college and there is this interdisciplinary approach throughout the 4 years, so even after declaring your major, you can still take courses from other majors, which will be counted as electives. Okay. And in addition to that, we have elective courses in data science, very popular right now, psychology and sociology, natural sciences, quantitative reasoning, etc. So these are kind of to supplement your major studies. So you can kind of mix, like, if you go for global business and economics major, and you want to do something with the IT sector, then you can go for data science. So this way you can kind of design your own academic path. And we offer quite a few Japanese cultural workshops that I'll talk about a little later. As I said, we do teach Japanese language as part of the program, and we have a very extensive study abroad program. So within every major, actually, I should mention that here, within every major, there are these academic pathways. So for example, in global business and economics major, you can go for finance or for international business or for economics. So similarly for the other majors as well. So depending on your preferences, depending on your career goals, you can focus on more specific areas. Right, these are some of the workshops that we offer, in martial arts, in manga, anime, calligraphy, flower arranging. Then we have tea ceremony, for example. And this is actually a photo taken at one of the festivals organized by Kofu City, where our students attended. Actually, the samurai armors that you see they are wearing, they actually made themselves. Okay, so this is a great thing. So it's a fun place to be and a fun place to study at. Right, about our Japanese language program, as I said, you can come here with 0 Japanese, actually. You can start from our elementary level classes, then take the intermediate, then take the advanced level. We do also have business Japanese classes. So if you plan to have a career in Japan after graduation, we would recommend you take all the courses, all the Japanese language courses that we offer. And we'll also support you with JLPT preparation. So JLPT is like Japanese language proficiency test. So it's like something like IELTS for English. So JLPT for Japanese. So this proficiency test is after you take the test, you'll receive a score, which will be helpful when you'll be looking for jobs, because employers can actually know your Japanese ability by what kind of JLPT score you have. So we can support with that preparation. And the study abroad program that we have is actually optional for the international students, but it's mandatory for our domestic students, domestic Japanese students. So during usually the 2nd or 3rd year, you can go for 1 or 2 semesters to one of our partner universities. It can be in UK, it can be in US, in other parts of Europe, Australia, So the great thing is that all these are based on mutual tuition waiver. So wherever you go, even if the partner university's fees are higher than ours, you don't have to worry about that. So you'll still be paying iCLA fees no matter where you go. And all the credits that you earn there will be counted towards your graduation from iCLA. So the total length of studies will not change. So you will be graduating within 4 years, but you have this amazing opportunity to spend 1 or 2 semesters at a different country, at a different university. So right now we have over 70 partner universities in more than 30 different countries and regions, but the list is growing. So hopefully by the time you join us, there will be many more options. Just to show you how iCLA looks like inside. It's a very new building full of glasses and greeneries to give you kind of the modern, friendly, welcoming vibe, where you can express yourself. About accommodation, I know it is very important for a lot of you. So I don't know if you can see actually my screen, or no, not my screen, like, if you can see me actually. So the iCLA campus is like, there's a circular building in the middle where we have all the classrooms and faculty offices, and then attached to that classroom building are 2 dormitories, one for the boys, one for the girls. So it's very convenient, very secure, very safe. It's actually mandatory to live in the dormitory for the first year, so you have guaranteed accommodation. And although these are dormitories, but there will be individual rooms for each student with some common facilities for 80 students in a unit. And there's a cafeteria downstairs. So with a meal plan that I'll talk about a little later. But before that, here you can see like this photo is taken from one of the dormitory windows actually, so with a view of Mount Fuji. As you can see, it's a beautiful place, a beautiful view, and no matter where you have your room, actually you'll have a great view, because as I said, we have mountains in almost every direction. The student life here is full of fun, full of festivals, festivities. There are events organized by iCLA. There are events organized by YGU, Yamanashi Gakuin University, and iCLA students can attend any that they like. Yamanashi Gakuin University has over 90 different clubs and societies. A lot of them are sports related. If you are interested, you can join. And it's a great way to make local friends, to improve Japanese ability, to learn more about Japan's culture. So we highly recommend joining. Well, right now, okay, so about the applications. I know we have a complete online application process. So there is no minimum GPA requirement. There is no prerequisite subject. We made it this way because we like to look at the student at an applicant in a holistic way. So we think that there might be more than just the grades. Okay, so when you apply, we'll look at your grades, of course. We'll look at how well you wrote your essays, how well you did during the interview, if you have done any extracurricular activities, if you have any extracurricular achievements. So considering all that, our admissions committee will will decide the results. And again, no Japanese language proficiency needed, but we do require English language proficiency if English is not your native language. So we actually have 2 basic requirements. One is that you complete 12 years of school education. You have your high school diploma, and that you have the English proficiency. So for English, we require IELTS 6.0 overall or equivalent. So we accept TOEFL 76 or Duolingo 95. If you have any questions on that, please just let us know. We'll be happy to answer. Our fees. I know it's very, very important for all of you. So, of course, it's a Japanese university, so our fees are in the Japanese yen, but in brackets, I just put the equivalent US dollar at current rate, just so you have some ideas. So there is, first of all, there is an enrollment fee. It is a one-time payment before admission. So it's 200,000 Japanese yen. Around 1,500 US dollar, and then the every year's tuition fee is actually a little less than 1.6 million Japanese yen, which is close to 12,000 US dollar. So this 12,000, is payable semester by semester. So we have 2 semesters every year. You can pay semester by semester. And to help with these tuition fees and the enrollment fee, we offer tuition waiver scholarships. I guess you may have already had some questions about scholarships. So yes, we do offer tuition waiver scholarships at 4 levels, actually, from 25% to 50%, 75%, 100% waiver of tuition fees. So the application process is also pretty simple. You can apply as part of the admission application process. Of course, online, you'll just have to write one extra essay. And if you remember, I mentioned that it's mandatory to live in the dormitory for the first year. So just to give you some ideas how much that may cost. For housing, utilities, and fees is around 4,200 US dollar for a year. And the meal plan, where the cafeteria serves 3 meals a day on weekdays, the cost will be around 2,600 US dollar. So altogether for a year, including a meal plan, the cost will be around 6,800 US dollar for a year. So these fees are actually payable in a maximum of 5 installments. So you don't have to pay, or you don't have to worry about paying all this money all at once. So these fees, these dormitory fees and the meal plan are not covered by the scholarships that we offer. So we have 2 intakes every year. Right now, the applications are open for the fall semester this year. The application deadline is April 17th. So if you're interested, well, this is the time to do it. And on that, I should mention that there is a small application fee of 7,000 yen, which is maybe 50 to 55 US dollar at current rate. So what you can do after you graduate from iCLA, you may have that question. So it actually depends. We have students who have graduated from iCLA and they have started working in Japan. We have students who have gone for further studies. We have students who have gone back home. So it actually depends on your plans and what you want to do. But the important thing is that we have the support system in place. So whatever decision you make will be able to support you with that decision. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. I guess there are already some questions, so we'll be taking the questions from now. And I think Megan will also join us for this session, so we can take these together.
Thank you very much, Adam, and thank you, Megan, for joining us today. So before starting with the questions, we actually had quite a lot of them, and you, Alan, covered some with your presentation already. So maybe we can just ask Megan to tell us something about herself and how she came to meet iCLA, and also to share something about her experience that she considers valuable to share.
Hello, guys. So I'm Megan. I'm from the United States, and I suppose something valuable I've learned from iCLA would be getting along with people from all over the world, and being able to communicate and learn alongside them is something I find really important and very special. So thank you. Yes.
Okay. So maybe we can move to the Q&A session. We have an anonymous student asking, what's the percentage of international students? I don't know, Alam, if you have any figures on that.
So percentage of international students?
Yeah.
Okay. So currently at iCLA, we have about 66% international students. So rest of the students, so 34% are Japanese students. So that's at iCLA.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have Jada asking if it is possible to stay in Japan after graduation, even without already having a job.
Without having a job?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's I think I can answer because I also, as I said, I came to Japan as an international student, graduated from here, but I did find a job before I graduated. So I think what happens is that, during the fourth year, students spend a lot of time. I mean, the students who want to have a career in Japan or stay in Japan after graduation, they spend a lot of time on finding a job. So they do find a job because, as I said, it is a great time for international students to find a job at Japan right now. So if you find a job in a year, you don't have to, start doing the job. You'll just have to have the job offer letter. And with that, it's very, very easy to change the visa status from student to working visa. And it may happen that you do not find a job in time, but then you'll have you can extend your stay for 6 months only to find a job in Japan. So you don't have to worry about anything else, in those 6 months. So even if you haven't found anything before, you should in those 6 months. So again, if you can secure a job offer in those 6 months, you can very easily change your visa status and stay here. And I've been staying in Japan like since I graduated, in 2013. So as long as you have a job, you don't have to worry about anything else. You can just renew your visa as many times as you want.
Okay, thank you very much for the information you shared. Then we have another anonymous participant who's saying that she or he would love to come to Japan and is asking if you can share a bit more information about the process of getting admitted to Japan. Do you support international students when it comes to getting a visa or with the accommodation in case after the first year?
Right. I think, Megan, if you share your experiences, that might be more relatable to the student.
So I found that it was very helpful on iCLA's end in regards to my visa because I applied during COVID and it was harder to get visa at the time. Exactly. And they were very helpful during the process, and I felt very supported, and they gave me a lot of information as I was applying. So I felt like it wasn't an issue for me.
Right. So just to add on what Megan just said is that, unlike a lot of countries, in Japan, the universities actually apply not for the visa, but apply for COE. We call it COE, Certificate of Eligibility, which is the prerequisite to a student visa. So the universities apply for that on behalf of the student. So the student do not have to kind of, go through that hassle of all the paperwork and everything. So we just tell, for example, for Megan, I think it was like our admission office staffs just send her emails like, we need these documents, please upload these documents. She did that, and then we kind of collected all that, applied, and finally we just ship out those COEs. Then the student can take the COE to the local Japanese embassy there in their home country to apply for a visa. So the process is quite hassle-free, I'd say.
Okay, that's amazing. Then we have Maria, who is asking if you can share something about the faculty, if there are any international professors I don't know, maybe Megan or Alan, if you can share something on this.
So on academics, I guess Megan would be better to answer this.
Yes, there's international professors at the school that I've found. Actually, a surprising number. Most professors, besides some Japanese professors, of course, were international. And I really appreciated that, especially coming from a liberal arts perspective. I like to hear the opinions of the professors from different countries, not necessarily from my own. So it was very nice. Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. And then we have an anonymous asking for more information about the admission process. So maybe you can tell us something about how it works from the very beginning up to the admission response.
Okay, so I'll take that. So first of all, our application process is actually completely online. I keep saying that because, a lot of Japanese universities still are very much paper-based. So in that sense, it's, again, quite smooth. So we have an application portal where you will just have to register. And then you can select the program, select the semester that you want to start from. So you can start from there actually, and you'll have to upload all the required information about yourself, your school, your education so far to that system. You'll have to upload your documents like your passport, your academic certificates and transcripts to that system as well. What we require there is, first of all, we need a motivation letter. So it's kind of like why you want to study at iCLA, why Japan, things like that. And then we need 2 references, usually from high school teachers. So other than that, if you want to apply for scholarships, you'll have to write 1 extra essay, why you need this scholarship, how it will help your studies, things like that. So at the end of it, when you are done with all that, there's that application fee payment, but again, you can pay it through Flyware. So after you pay that, you can submit your application. After you submit the application, within usually 2 to 3 weeks, there is an interview with 2 of our faculty members. After the interview is done, within 2 to 3 weeks, you will get the results of your application. So in short, that's kind of the way it is done.
Thank you very much, Alan. And Megan, maybe you can share your experience about the interview. Do you have any advice to share with our potential students that we have here with us today?
Yes, I think what's really important, at least from my end during the interviews, like understanding your own motivation for wanting to come to Japan, and of course, just conveying that as much as you can, why you want to come, what you want to learn, what you're interested in. I think that's really important.
Thank you very much. And we have students asking if iCLA offers also master's degree programs, and if so, what are the requirements?
Unfortunately, no. So at iCLA, there are no master's programs. YGU, Yamanashi Gakuin University, has a master's program in social sciences, but the courses are taught in Japanese. The application process is very different and, to be honest, very difficult because it's all in Japanese.
Okay, thank you very much, Alan, for your answer. And we have a question for Megan. A participant is asking if you are enjoying your course, and maybe you can tell us a bit more about what you're studying, the program, the courses, the schedule, and how actually a course is structured at iCLA.
Okay. I currently I'm applying to courses right now for this upcoming semester, so I'm actually really excited for some of the classes coming up. But some of the previous classes that I've had have been very, very interesting, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I've had some really cool classes in Japanese literature, and I'm a Japan studies major, so a lot of interesting historical things that I've learned about Japan as well. And we also have like physical education classes like judo, things like that that are really fun for students to take. And I'm sorry, what was the last part of the question?
Oh, sorry. If you can maybe tell us a bit more about the schedule, the timings, the effort, if you can, for example, combine work and studying while being at iCLA.
Yes. So yes, there's many different ways you can combine some of the courses, especially as a liberal arts student. Depending on what major you decide to declare, you will have some core things you'll need to take, but you are still able to take classes in other majors alongside them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, depending on what year you're in. And the course load just depends on yourself and your advisor and what they think would be best for you, as long as you can graduate in the time of your so you'll be able to pick and have the help of your advisor before the semester starts.
Perfect. Thank you. And a student, an anonymous student is asking, what are the job perspectives after graduation?
Okay, I guess I can take that. So it actually depends, okay, because as I said, any student, at iCLA, they'll be learning about a lot of things. We offer a wide variety of courses, and they can always mix and match, and they can design their path, their academic path for the career that they want, or if they want to keep it open, they can just take all those courses. And I think especially for Japan, it's very important to like how you spend the 4th year of your studies, because that's when all the job hunting kind of activities start happening in a way. So for example, personally, I sit for a lot of interviews. I went to a lot of job fairs and information sessions and stuff. So it actually depends. So yeah, and also I guess how well you learn Japanese by that time. So yeah, that also helps. But it really depends. We have students, in financial companies. Graduating from iCLA, they started working in financial companies. We have students, for example, they're solo artists. So it can be anything. So it doesn't have to be like company jobs. If you want to do something yourself, Japan right now is very much, friendly and welcoming to all these kind of ideas and things from foreigners. So I think mostly it'll depend on you.
Thank you very much, Alan. And I guess there are some students who couldn't join us from the very beginning of the webinar and are asking questions about scholarships. So maybe, Alan, you can do a quick recap of how it works, the process and the scholarships that you offer at iCLA.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll quickly share my screen once again. Okay, just I hope you can see. Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, we offer tuition waiver scholarships at 4 levels: 25%, 50%, 75% to 100% waiver of tuition fees. Well, I'd say tuition fees, but it also covers the enrollment fee, okay, which is a one-time payment that you'll have to pay before admission. So to give you some ideas, the enrollment fee is 200,000 Japanese yen, around $1,500 at current rate. Our tuition fees every year is around $12,000. So the tuition fees are payable semester by semester. The enrollment fee, as I said, is a one-time payment that you'll have to pay before admission. Other than that, on fees and costs, I guess it's mandatory to live in the dormitory. So we have dormitories with guaranteed accommodation for first-year students. It's mandatory to live in the dormitory for the first year. The cost will be around $6,800 for a year. So these fees for dormitory and the meal plan are payable in a maximum of 5 installments. So you don't have to worry about paying all the fees at the same time. And other than that, I think I also missed it during my presentation, is that there are external scholarships and stipends as well. So when you come to Japan, like after you enroll, you can apply for JASO stipends, okay, which is awarded by a Japanese kind of a government agency. JASO, their name is JASO, so they offer these stipends to students. A lot of our students also receive that stipend. So it's like a fixed amount, maybe around 50,000 or a little less Japanese yen per month for 6 months or 12 months period. So that JASO stipend is also quite helpful in the sense that when students just come to Japan, they don't have much of Japanese ability to maybe do any part-time work. So it's kind of a good way, a good help in kind of supporting themselves. And while I'm there, I can just also mention that you can also work part-time as an international student in Japan. Japan allows working for 28 hours, maximum 28 hours per week. I don't know, Megan, if you are working or not. Are you doing any part-time?
I am not currently. Actually, just had an interview for something, but it hasn't come through yet. I have many friends though part-time here, and they seem to enjoy their jobs very much. So.
Okay. Yeah. So just like that, we have a lot of students because, we are in Kobe City and not on top of a mountain or anything. So we have restaurants and supermarkets and stuff nearby, and we have students working there as well. So just for your information.
Thank you very much both for your answers. And we have one last question about scholarships. Are they open to students for any nationality?
Yes, they are. So as long as you meet our entry requirements, you can apply for these scholarships.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then I actually have a question for Megan. I would like to ask you, what's the thing, or what are the things that you are enjoying most in Japan, and what are or where the biggest challenge that you had to face while moving to a different countries from yours? Thank you.
So the thing I'm enjoying the most would have to be the public transportation. Coming from a place with very little, it's very convenient, and I get to travel all over if I have the time. So it's very, very fun. And the most challenging thing would just be kind of integrating, I suppose, into the culture. It's obviously learning the language is difficult, but you have to kind of learn and be aware of the culture alongside of it, especially when it's so different from the culture you're coming from. So that's been a struggle, but it's also been very, very nice, a very nice thing for me to learn and to understand about the people that I am around all the time. So yes.
Thank you very much. And I don't know, Adam, if you have any last advice for potential students who would like to apply, maybe about deadlines or how much in advance to start thinking about coming to Japan if it's very competitive to get admitted to iCLA.
Right. Yes, I think, well, as I said, right now, the kind of applications are open for our fall semester this year. And the application deadline is April 17th, which I know that a lot of you may think is a bit too early for a deadline. But as I said, in Japan, the universities do the preliminary things for visa. So we need time for that. And that's why the deadline is a bit early. So if you are interested, please get in touch with us and start the application process, because again, the application process is smooth and I believe hassle-free, but it needs time, and you'll have to put some effort on it. You'll have to have the references, you'll have to write the essays, things like that. So start as soon as you can. And anyone who's considering to kind of start later, we will start taking applications for April intake next year. The applications will open on April 1st this year. So keep in touch with us. And if you have any questions for me or for Megan, even, you can talk with our student ambassadors. We have a chat platform for that as well. So yes, just keep in touch with us.
Thank you very much for your presentation and your sharings, Megan. And also, I would like to tell our audience that everyone who was registered to our webinar will receive a link with to the registration of the event, so you can rewatch the webinar in case you missed anything. And so I think we got to the end of our event. I would like to thank again Alan and Megan for joining us and sharing their time and insights. Also, I would like to thank our participants for joining us. We hope that this webinar was useful for you, and look forward to getting in touch with you again during our next events in partnership with iCLA. Thank you very much, and have a lovely rest of your day or night. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having
Bye-bye.
us, for organizing everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.